What's up, fam? Welcome back to another juicy episode. Today, we've got some breaking news that's about to rock the entertainment world. Sean Diddy Combs, the legendary hip-hop mogul, is in hot water again as authorities have raided his home and uncovered startling new evidence connecting him to even more human trafficking activities. Now, I know a lot of you have been following this story closely, and the details just keep getting crazier. Diddy has always portrayed this image of being a savvy businessman and philanthropist, but it's starting to seem like that's all been a cover for some seriously messed up criminal behavior. But don't worry, we're going to break it all down for you today in a way that's engaging, informative, and most importantly, entertaining. Because let's be real, celeb drama is basically the backbone of pop culture these days. So sit back, grab your snacks, and get ready for one wild ride. By the time we're done here, I guarantee you're gonna be hitting that subscribe button faster than Diddy can say, vote or die. Alright, let's start from the beginning. Back in 2021, Diddy's mansion in the Hamptons was raided by federal investigators who found evidence of his involvement in an international human trafficking ring. This was a huge scandal at the time, with Diddy being accused of exploiting young models and aspiring artists, coercing them into the sex trade. He ended up getting arrested and facing a slew of charges, but somehow managed to weasel his way out of it with a plea deal. The public was outraged, but Diddy played the PR game perfectly, coming out and making these emotional apologies, talking about how he was betrayed by the very people he trusted, and all that jazz. And you know what? A lot of people actually bought it. The guy's a master manipulator. He's been in the game for decades, knows how to work the system. For a while there, it seemed like he'd managed to sweep the whole thing under the rug and get back to business as usual. But turns out, the feds have been quietly building an even stronger case against him all this time. Just last week, authorities executed a massive raid on Diddy's LA compound, and what they found is absolutely jaw-dropping. We're talking mountains of evidence, documents, financial records, even video footage, all pointing to Diddy's deep involvement in an extensive human trafficking operation. According to the search warrant affidavit, investigators discovered a hidden network of safe houses across the country that Diddy was allegedly using to traffic young women and underage girls. These properties were completely off the grid, registered under fake names and shell companies to cover Diddy's tracks. The affidavit also mentions intercepted communications between Diddy and some of his high-level associates, discussing the logistics of transporting victims, laundering money, and bribing local officials to turn a blind eye. There's talk of Diddy personally recruiting vulnerable girls from low-income areas and making them audition for modeling gigs that were really just covers for the trafficking operation. And get this, the investigators found detailed records of financial transactions, with Diddy and his team funneling millions of dollars through various offshore accounts and cryptocurrency platforms. This is how they were supposedly covering their tracks and making it harder to trace the money trail. But perhaps the most disturbing piece of evidence is the trove of video footage seized from Diddy's compound. Surveillance cameras had been set up throughout the property, capturing horrific scenes of women and girls being abused, degraded, and forced into sexual acts. The affidavit describes it as an unimaginable house of horrors. Now, I know this is some heavy, disturbing stuff, but the details only get worse from here. Prosecutors are saying that Diddy's involvement went far beyond just running the trafficking ring. They allege that he was also directly participating in the sexual abuse of the victims, sometimes even filming the encounters himself. It's truly sickening. This man who's built an empire on being a role model, a philanthropist, a champion of Black empowerment, turns out he's been secretly exploiting the very people he claims to uplift. The hypocrisy is just mind-boggling. Needless to say, the news of Diddy's arrest and the shocking new evidence has sent shockwaves through the entertainment industry and the broader public. People are completely outraged, feeling betrayed and disgusted. Social media has been ablaze with reactions, with many celebs and influencers condemning Diddy and calling for him to be held accountable. There's a widespread demand for justice, with people rallying behind the victims and demanding that the full truth be exposed. Some have even started digging into Diddy's past, uncovering more disturbing details about his history of predatory behavior and alleged connections to other unsavory figures in the industry. It's really starting to feel like the beginning of the end for this guy's career, and the fallout is already being felt. Diddy has been dropped from major brand deals, his record label is in turmoil, and there are growing calls for boycotts of his various business ventures. It's a complete PR nightmare, and you can bet the legal consequences are gonna be equally severe. Prosecutors are saying they have an ironclad case, with the mountains of evidence they've gathered. Diddy's facing a slew of charges, including sex trafficking, money laundering, racketeering, and obstruction of justice. Legal experts are predicting that he could end up spending the rest of his life behind bars if he's convicted on all counts. But of course, Diddy's legal team is still fighting tooth and nail, trying to poke holes in the case and discredit the evidence. They're painting him as the victim of a politically motivated witch hunt, and are vowing to take this all the way to the Supreme Court if they have to. It's gonna be a drawn-out, messy legal battle, no doubt. But honestly, at this point, I don't think there's any way Diddy's coming out of this unscathed. The evidence is just too damning. The public outcry is too loud. His legacy as a music mogul and cultural icon is pretty much toast. Alright fam, there you have it, the latest bombshell in the Diddy saga. This guy has really outdone himself this time, sinking to the absolute depths of depravity. It's a sobering reminder that no matter how powerful and successful someone may seem, they can still be harboring the darkest of secrets. But you know what? I'm actually kind of glad this is all coming to light. As horrific as these revelations are, it's important that the truth comes out and that Diddy is held accountable for his actions. These victims deserve justice, and hopefully this case will inspire others to come forward and expose the dark underbelly of the entertainment industry. At the end of the day, Diddy's legacy is going to be forever tarnished. No amount of PR spin or legal maneuvering can erase the stain of these horrific crimes. He's shown the world his true colors, and I truly hope he rots in prison for the rest of his miserable life. Alright fam, that's all I've got for you today. As always, make sure to hit that subscribe button and leave a comment letting me know what you think about this whole crazy situation. I'll be back soon with more entertainment news that's sure to keep you on the edge of your seat. Peace.